Hello, welcome back to the channel. Just received this from DHL literally just about 2-3 minutes ago. Want to quick do an unboxing. This is something I imported from Amazon Germany. Tear that off, put that aside. And that is the packaging. See the little Me branding up there. Bring that a little closer, hopefully that's focusing okay. And there's what we've got, the Xiaomi Watch S4. Quick look on the side. Here's the back. The other side. And the bottom just has a bunch of barcodes, so we don't really need to look at anything there. Grab the super dull $3 Wally knife. And okay, there he goes. It's interesting that it's got a date of August 2024 on the front there. There it is. Love the way this band looks. It's got red, orange, green, and blue on the four corners of the band. There's that. It's actually a very soft band. I didn't expect it to be this soft. This is pretty nice. There's that label that's on the front there. If you want to read that, you can pause it. Remove before use. There we go. Alright, let's take this off. Look at that display. Alright, let's put that aside. We'll see what else we got in here. There's a giant charging puck. It's actually really light. Looks like we've got Type A on the end. Put that back in this little spot. And wow, look at the thickness of this book. That's actually really beefy. I mean, that's the size of my thumb there. That's thick. You don't see that too often. So let's put all that back in there. We'll put these little stickers right there. And let's get this powered up. So we start off with some languages. You got the scroll here, so you can go through many languages. Let's just go all the way back up to the top. English gives you a barcode to scan with your phone. So I'll have to do that in a minute. I have to go up and get my phone. Alright, so we've got the S25 Ultra here. And this is the Xiaomi Mi Fitness, Mi Health, whatever the app is called here. It says here it's called the Mi Fitness. But that just takes you to the store to download this. So we're going to click Add Device. And we're going to let it do whatever it wants to do, because how else are we going to move on? Immediately finds cool little pairing animation there. We'll let it do installs, apps, icons with text, or a list. Let's start off with text for now. We'll be able to change those later, I'm assuming. You can have it mirror notifications from your phone or customize only specific ones. I've got a bunch of junk in here, but we can customize all that later. The only thing that I really ever have on is phone and messages. So go to the next. We'll allow it to see those. You can actually sync with Do Not Disturb. That's awesome. And we'll let it do that so I can get the weather. Permissions required, so it doesn't have a delay in notifications. It's awesome that it pops that up and tells you about that, instead of you having to go and hunt it down and find it. Your phone, others. So I'm assuming that we need others, since I'm not one of those Chinese brand phones with those operating systems, so that's why it selected that. And just like that, it says we are ready. Immediately there's an update to it. We'll let that do that. Going to 5.1.6. So we'll download that, and it's actually going pretty quick. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to transfer over and do the update. And then we'll be back to explore the new watch. Alright, here's 3 of the current model smartwatches out on the market. This is the OnePlus Watch 2R. They don't have the 3R out yet, but here is the Xiaomi Watch S4 and the Huawei Watch GT5. And as you can see, this one from OnePlus doesn't lay flat. It's one thing I like and hate about it because it makes it more comfortable, but it's definitely a pain to be able to like just put down. You can see he wants to fall over. But that's the difference there. If I put them up with each other, you can see they're relatively the same size and thickness and everything. Put the Huawei up with OnePlus. And then we'll put the Xiaomi and Huawei. There you go. If anyone's curious, I can get the calipers out and do some measurements, drop those in the comments, and I can do that for you. I'm looking at charging pucks. This is what Huawei comes with. This is the OnePlus. And this is the new guy that we're unboxing, the Xiaomi. Just so you can get an idea, the OnePlus actually has a nice way to be able to detach and use your own USB cable. Makes it easier for traveling. The Huawei is actually nice that there's no pogo pins to have to line up. It's just simply slap it on there, go. That's one nice thing that they've got with that. And then this one, you have to line up, which is on the bottom. So there it goes. Then looking at the packaging that they all come with, we'll just quick slide those on while we're waiting on the updates here. Bring this back just a bit. You've got the Huawei GT5, the OnePlus. So you can see that those two are roughly the same in size here. Bring that down. It's roughly the same there. Okay, but then you get the oddball. Like this guy, he's long and thin. Trying to do kind of an Apple Watch thing, it looks like. But slightly more obnoxious, I would say. Let me bring the camera back just a little bit more so you can see how far that goes. So there's the end of the white box being the Apple Watch 10. And here is the Xiaomi in black on the bottom. Put the Apple Watch behind because it is a little bit wider. So you can see there. So they all have their unique ways of doing their packaging. And we're now sitting at 81% on this update. So we'll be back again in just a moment. So this is the Pixel Watch 3. It's running WearOS, just like the OnePlus is, but this one's turned on, so we'll just bring that in, and it lays a little bit flatter. So, you get your watch faces. When I swipe down from Pixel with WearOS, you have all of your toggles. On here, what we saw was this button. Brings up your toggles from the bottom. So those are the toggles that it has by default. You can edit, remove whatever you don't want. That's a nice touch. Click the crown to go back to your home screen or your watch face. Clicking the watch face brings up your apps. I saw some people asking if Alexa was pre-installed or not. Let's kind of look through here. I do not see that. It may be something in the App Store if they have one to download. I know the previous S3 watch had it. Alright, so sitting here, we scroll this. We see we come to the data tiles. On WearOS, it would just be scrolling to the sides. So here's the different tiles. and then it goes to your app drawer right after. Not many there. Click that to get back out. So again, these would be scrolling left and right. If I scroll down, brings your notifications, which would be swipe up on the screen here on WearOS. So definitely has all the same things, just in very different ways to do it. We swipe this way, nothing happens. We swipe this way, we saw it brings up your list of watch faces, and you can change those here. Actually quite a bit installed. Looking through here, there are a lot. So we'll make another video if people are interested, and we can kind of go through those. Actually, it looks like one that I know the OnePlus has right there. So you could probably get very similar watch faces across your different brand watches. So one of the cool things with these is the bezel here. Press down and you can twist it. Comes right off. Has this little thing up here is kind of like a sensor for it to tell you that it's been removed. So not only is it good to know that you've taken it off, but in case it pops off by itself and is laying somewhere, you are alerted that it has come off. On the back here, you see that same little dot that lines up right there. And twist it back on. It says, did you hear the beep? Yes, we did. So it's back on. I think it needs a little bit more twist, but I'll deal with that in a minute. Now what's cool about those is that they all have unique faces that can come with them. So I'll try and get my hands on some others. I didn't see them available when I ordered this, but some other ones will come with like a blue band and a white band on the top, and it'll have a different bezel with blue down here, white on the top. And as soon as you connect it, it will pop up with a new watch face asking if you'd like to install it. So it's actually really cool. For those curious, this is what it'll look like on the wrist. Put that down, slide this in. There we go. So that's what it'll look like. You can see that it wakes up pretty quick with the twist of the wrist. And for those that may already have a OnePlus, that's what it looks like on my wrist. So you can kind of get an idea of the size and comparisons there. Alright, I think that's going to do it on the unboxing and real brief first look. Do let me know in the comments on anything that you'd like to see with this, or if you'd like to see me compare it with the Huawei or maybe the Pixel Watch if you're more familiar with that. Let me know in the comments and I'll do up a video to compare those. Thanks for watching.